Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Children's Illustration. Has someone ever given you a really hard task? Maybe a teacher gives you a really hard assignment in school. Think of having to do pages and pages and pages of math problems. Or maybe your parents tell you to do a chore that seems impossible, like picking up every single leaf in your yard. Think of a time when someone asked you to do something that was really, really hard. Now imagine you're Mary, a young woman who was probably a teenager. Imagine how she felt when an angel told her that she would have a baby, and not just any baby. She would give birth to the Son of God. That sounds so hard. That's like your teacher telling you to do 10,000 math problems and then telling you, by the way, these math problems are holy math problems, and someday they're going to save the world, so try to do the best that you can. What questions might you have for your teacher? Maybe, why did you pick me to do these math problems? Since these math problems are so important, shouldn't you pick someone else to do them? Like, I don't know, a math teacher? That's exactly what's happening with Mary. She has never had a baby before, and now an angel is telling her that she's about to have the most important baby ever. If I were Mary, I would probably ask, why didn't God choose a woman who has already had 10 children, since she probably knows how to be a good mother? Or, why didn't God choose a rich woman to have this baby, since she could probably raise it in a nicer house with more food than I could? Think about it for yourself. How would you respond to the challenge that God gave you? But here's the amazing thing. Instead of freaking out or saying, I can't do it, Mary says, here I am, the servant of the Lord. She calmly and patiently accepts this humongous challenge. And here's the interesting thing. Mary isn't the only person in the Bible to calmly accept one of God's really hard challenges. Earlier in the Bible, God asked Abraham to sacrifice his only son, Isaac, and Abraham obeyed, even though God saved Isaac at the last minute. God also called Moses to lead his people out of Egypt, even though he wasn't prepared at all. God also called Samuel and Isaiah to become prophets, even though they don't really know how to do that. What do all these people have in common? God called all of them to do a really, really hard assignment, even though none of them were prepared. And how did all of them respond to God? They calmly listened to the assignment and said, here I am. This is also how Mary responds to God, and it's how we should respond to God too. When Jesus calls you to a challenge, it might seem hard or even scary at first. But if we can learn one thing from Mary, it's that when God calls us to do something really, really hard, the best thing that we can do is say, here I am, the servant of the Lord. When we calmly listen to the challenges that God gives us, we can be ready to love our neighbors, forgive our enemies, and yes, even solve 10,000 math problems. Anyways, folks, I hope that makes this message just a little bit clearer.